Hi everyone, my name is Deirdre Garrity Benjamin and I will be your professor for this summer session. Welcome to our 7-week course. So just a couple things before we get started. The point of this video is to show you how to get around in Canvas, explain the course layout to you, and then each week I'll send you usually a roundup video or a roundup email that will be sent to you via your email, your Canvas email, which can be found over here, or I'll put it in this announcements area here on the Canvas tab. And you can find those announcements by, if you click on your dashboard over here, your courses that you're teaching should show up. Now I teach a ton of courses, so you'll see a bunch of different courses, but my layout is a little bit different, but you can actually see a little horn button that'll show your course that's there. Unfortunately, it's not working for me right now because I have so many courses going on at the moment, teaching different courses, etc. So welcome. This is a non-lab science course, so it is a pretty intense course. So think in your brain as if you were taking your bio course, but without the lab portion of it. The other reason that this course is pretty intense is the fact that we're covering 15 weeks worth of work in 7 weeks. So we don't just have 7 weeks disappear off the course, we actually have to condense them into the course. So you will find this course, it will move very quickly because we are covering 2 sessions a week. Every week, so you'll have double the amount of work every week that is due. Now, if that's not for you, then maybe this course isn't for you at this time. A lot of students will say to me, oh, you give too much work. Well, the reason I give too much work is because we're covering 15 weeks worth of work in 7 weeks. That doesn't mean it's not doable. Now, remember, if we were meeting in the classroom, we would meet Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So we would meet 4 days a week in the classroom. So while you're taking this course online, you're going to be doing about 4 days worth of work every week. So if I were you and you have home life commitments and work commitments, etc., just as like I do, you'll probably want to maybe specify a specific amount of time each week and pretend like you're going to class, and then that way you'll find time to complete the necessary work to achieve the grade that you would like to achieve in this class this summer. So this is the homepage of the course. You're going to definitely want to read through the entire homepage. This is where this video will be located. Here is the syllabus for the course. One thing that I find really interesting is that a lot of students do not read the syllabus for the course. That is our contract, and in the first quiz, the introduction quiz, there are questions related to the course, to the syllabus. So it's absolutely essential that you read the syllabus of this course. You'll want to read this from top to bottom. The other thing is that this is a no excuse course. So throughout the course I give you 2 dropped quiz grades. So your 2 lowest quiz grades are dropped and 1 forum post is dropped. So if you are having a rough week or you have other things that pop up during the week, that is your extra credit, is the fact that I'm dropping your 2 lowest quiz grades and your 1 lowest forum post this summer. So I do not accept excuses. If something, an emergency comes up, especially in the 7 weeks, it may be best if you withdraw from the course, or you could ask for an excuse to withdraw from the course through the college portal. So there's not much I can help you with in terms of things that might pop up in your life. We all have crazy things that pop up. Each module is open for a full week before the content is due. So if you need time to prepare before the week starts, you can do that. So you'll see here, this is the homepage for the course, and then this is the modules tab. So if you click on the modules tab, here is your course information. So instructions for the course, how to use the grades tab. This will teach you how to use the what if scenario, so you don't have to email me and say, do you think I'm going to pass this course? I'll say to you, you know what, why don't you use the grades tab, and that will help you. The other thing is directions for initial posts and response posts. So here it'll give you examples of what I'm looking for in terms of initial posts, example of what I'm looking for in terms of response posts. I have specific requirements that I ask you to follow. And then here is a screenshots in case this is your first online course and you're not sure how to post an initial post and then how to reply to a fellow classmate. This last document here is how we cite in this class. We use MLA formatting in this class. You have to use in-text citations as well as citing at the bottom of your post. Now I know for some of you may not not have taken English 102 yet, but this is a good way to practice citing information in your post. So if you paraphrase or if you quote someone, next to that information in your forum post, you need to say what source that is, and then at the bottom of your post, you properly cite those sources in MLA formatting. If you're not sure how to do that, this is citing references. Also, YouTube is a wonderful help. So if you're not sure of how to cite properly, just just YouTube and search for how do I cite in MLA formatting, and there's wonderful sources available on YouTube. So this is how you do it. Here's a general questions format. So if you have a general question that you want to ask at the entire class, you're more than welcome to post it here, and then I'll respond to it, and then we'll, other people may have the same question as you, so then you could post the question there instead of sending me a private email. So each session, we're going to cover 2 sessions each week, 2 sessions. So you'll see here session 1, you'll see here session 2, and you'll see under each session there is usually a PowerPoint, and then there are sometimes additional readings that you have for you, and then you'll see the forum and usually a quiz. Now there are 2 sessions that we do not have quiz. Session 2 and session 5 are the only 2 sessions in the semester that we don't have the quiz. So every session is set up the same way, because I think getting into a routine is really important, especially in these classes. So your initial post is always due by Wednesday each week. Your response post is due by Friday each week. Your quizzes are due by Sunday each week. That's how it goes. So remember, because we're covering 2 sessions each week, you have 2 initial posts due. So you'll have an initial post due for the introduction and an initial post due for Tragedy of the Commons by Wednesday. You'll have response posts to fellow classmates for the introduction, a response post for Tragedy of the Commons, and then you'll have your quizzes due by Sunday. If you see here, you'll notice that the due date says May 19th, which is a Friday, but the initial post is due by Wednesday each week. And the reason for that is I cannot put 2 due dates in Canvas, so I have to put the latter date. So even though the due date says Friday, the initial post is due by Wednesday each week. That will never change. And so your initial posts, just basic information, you definitely want to read the directions under the course information session, but the initial posts just in general need to be at least 300 words. Paragraphs are essential. You need to make sure you answer the question, but you cannot use I in the answer. So you want to refrain from using any I believe, I think, in my opinion, unless the question specifically says in your opinion, but most of my questions do not ask that. The other thing is I give you 6 questions to choose from. Now there are 36 students in our class, so 6 people can answer each question. If that question becomes out of play, for example, you're the 8th or 9th person to respond, you will not receive credit. The reason I do this is because if I gave one forum question each session to answer, a lot of people just say the same thing over and over again. So I give 6 questions. That means there's 36 students in the class, so you want to get in early if you see a question you like, and you can answer that question. If you notice that 6 people have already answered that question, then the question is out of play, and then you need to pick one of the other 5 questions that are left to answer. Each week, besides that initial post and response post, you'll have a quiz due. The quiz is tied directly to the chapter reading, so you will need the textbook. All of that information can be found in the syllabus, but you will need to read the chapter. So the chapter specifically relates to the quiz. The forums specifically usually relate to the additional readings. So do not bog yourself down with reading the additional readings and watching the additional videos in order to take the quiz. The quiz specifically relates to the chapter reading. So you get 45 minutes to take the quiz. I highly suggest you read the chapter before you take the quiz. The biggest part about taking the quiz as open book is to know where to find your answer. So being organized in the chapter is absolutely essential when taking the quiz. So you'll see here for the introduction we don't have any additional readings, but for Tragedy of the Commons you'll see there's some podcasts, there's some additional readings. Some of the additional readings are a little bit longer. For example, this Tragedy of the Commons by Garrett Hardin is longer, but it's an essential piece in this course. So it's absolutely essential that you read it. Now, because when we get to the midterm and the final, you will be tested on this information. So while you may get away with not reading that to answer the forum post questions because you decide to pick a forum post that doesn't relate to that additional reading, you will need to read it eventually for the midterm and the final. The midterm and the final, if you look down here, I will put out a review for the midterm. You'll see it here. It's grayed out to you, but eventually I'll publish that and then you'll be able to see it. But if you look down here, after the climate change session, we have our midterm, and then we have a final. The midterm and the final in this class are all essay. So they're short answers. They have to be at least a paragraph in length, and I give you the review ahead of time. So it's absolutely essential you look at the review, you type out the answers before the midterm, and then you can copy and paste those answers into the midterm. I don't give you any surprise questions, etc. The questions will come directly from the midterm review. Okay, so it's absolutely essential that you prepare before the midterm and the final exam using the midterm review, which is right here. I'll publish that in session 5 when we get closer to there. Sometimes I edit the questions depending upon how your forum posts are or how your quizzes are. Okay? So just to round up a couple things. Number one, welcome to the course. I think you'll find the content really interesting in this course. Each week in this course, you'll have an initial post due for each session that we cover by Wednesday, 11:59. You'll have a response post by Friday, 11:59, and then you'll have a quiz by Sunday, 11:59. We also have a midterm and a final exam in this class. Because it is 7 weeks, we move really quickly through the material, so you'll actually have to spend a significant amount of time reading and processing information in this class. Remember, again, this is 7 weeks and 15 weeks worth of material in 7 weeks. If we were meeting in the classroom, we'd be meeting 4 times a week. So it's absolutely essential that you find that 4 or 5 hours besides the hours that you need to process the information. So you're looking at least 10 hours a week for this class in order to be successful. Okay, the other thing is that, and you can find the syllabus here, the grades tab here. Remember, you do get your 2 lowest quiz grades and 1 forum post dropped. Each week, remember, you have 1 of 6 questions to pick from. Remember, 6 people can only answer each question, so you want to get in early if you like a question. There is no question saving, though. So don't say, I'm answering this question and I'm saving it, and I'm going to wait until Wednesday at 10 o'clock to answer that question. No. The other thing is remember, initial posts are always due by Wednesday each week. Response posts are due by Friday. Quizzes are due by Sunday. Your midterm will be due by a Sunday, by an 11:59 date as well. The final exam will be due by June 29th, 11:59. So we move really quick in this class. If you have any questions, always feel free to reach out to me. If it's a general question that the entire class you think other people in the class may have, you're more than welcome to post it here in this general questions forum post area. Okay, I look forward to starting this journey with you. I think you're going to really enjoy the content of this class. For those of you who think this is super science heavy, it is science heavy, but it's also socially heavy as well. And I think you'll see that a lot of the material we cover are things that are going on in the world today. So I look forward to starting the journey with you. Remember, any questions, feel free to reach out.